Dribs and drabs is an idiomatic expression used to describe something that occurs or is done in small, sporadic amounts or portions, rather than all at once or in a steady flow. The phrase evokes the image of something being divided into tiny, irregular increments, often with pauses or interruptions between each one. The origin of the expression dribs and drabs is uncertain, but it likely emerged in colloquial usage during the 17th or 18th century. The words drib and drab were originally used to describe small amounts or fragments of something, such as droplets of liquid or crumbs of food. Over time, the phrase dribs and drabs became a metaphor for anything that is piecemeal or fragmented, rather than cohesive or continuous. Dribs and drabs can apply to various contexts and situations, both in personal and professional settings. For example, someone might receive information in dribs and drabs, meaning that it is shared with them gradually and incompletely, rather than all at once. Similarly, progress on a project might occur in dribs and drabs, with work being completed in small, intermittent bursts, rather than a steady, consistent pace. The phrase dribs and drabs is often used to describe financial matters, particularly when referring to irregular or unpredictable income or expenses. For example, someone might receive their salary in dribs and drabs if they work irregular hours or are paid on a commission basis. Likewise, expenses might be paid in dribs and drabs as they arise, rather than in a single lump sum. Moreover, dribs and drabs can also describe patterns of behavior or communication that are sporadic or inconsistent. For example, someone might only hear from a friend in dribs and drabs, meaning that they communicate infrequently and irregularly. Similarly, progress on a long-term goal might occur in dribs and drabs, with periods of intense effort followed by periods of stagnation or inactivity. Despite its negative connotations of fragmentation or inconsistency, the phrase dribs and drabs is not always viewed negatively. In some cases, receiving information or progress in dribs and drabs can be advantageous, allowing individuals to digest and assimilate new information gradually, rather than being overwhelmed by a large amount of information all at once. Similarly, breaking down tasks or projects into smaller, manageable chunks can make them more achievable and less daunting. In conclusion, dribs and drabs is an idiomatic expression used to describe something that occurs or is done in small, sporadic amounts or portions, rather than all at once or in a steady flow. The phrase conveys the idea of fragmentation or inconsistency, but it can also suggest gradual progress or manageable increments. Whether referring to information, progress, finances, or behavior, dribs and drabs captures the notion of piecemeal or intermittent activity, rather than cohesive or continuous effort.